It's rainy, cold in Seattle, as if that's a surprise, and I haven't been biking or even building bike trails. One thing I noticed this summer, when people would swing by and see my bike trails, the younger kids would go, "Oh, this is so cool," and yeah, I'd love to ride these. And anyone more my age would go, "Wow, you ever crash?" And so I figured, this is a great time to maybe discuss some of that, the crashing that you never catch on film. So yes, I do crash. One of the things is you remember your crash, not only where you are, but what bike you're riding. And I have a few bikes, so each bike kind of tells its own little story. I actually have 3 bikes. This bike here is my downhill bike, and bikes are a little like friends. You gotta be careful who you hang out with, and this is probably one of those bikes I probably should never started hanging out with. It's a straight downhill bike. It has it's a work of art, but it's almost impossible to ride anything flat or uphill. This thing wants to just go down. Amazing. So this bike here is a Specialized demo. It's carbon downhill bike, 8 inches of suspension front and back. Really nice bike. So I have crashed on this bike twice. Pretty good. About a year and a half ago up at Stevens Pass, which is our local ski hill. I crashed, went over at the edge of a berm, and but I didn't get hurt. It's a pretty good bike for that. And then this summer I crashed in the back on my trails. I went over another berm, front tire went over, and I crashed pretty hard on that one. So when you crash, knowing a chiropractor comes in handy. So I visit mine fairly regularly, get straightened out after something goes wrong. The last one, he's like, "Oh, what happened?" "Oh, I had a little crash in the backyard, fell off my bike." He's probably thinking, what's going on in your backyard? So this bike here is my Specialized stump jumper. It's a aluminum frame. I got it about 9 years ago. It's my first full suspension bike. It rides really high. It's very comfortable, long rides. I would go riding with a lot of my friends on this bike. It's fun. It's nothing crazy. I don't do a whole lot of jumps with it. It's a pretty good bike. I did take it to Stevens Pass and had a horrific crash on it. Came off a big jump. Probably shouldn't have been riding it, but I was figuring that out. The crash was pretty good, and it actually looked like somebody took a belt sander right to my butt, and it hurt. Ended up taking a few days off work because I couldn't even get in my truck. I couldn't sit on my chair at work. My coworkers at the time were really great about it. They pretty much mocked me continuously for a couple weeks. Thought it was hilarious. So this bike here is a Specialized Enduro. It has a carbon frame, has about 6 inches of suspension front and back. A really nice bike. Got this bike about 2 years ago. It's a really nice bike. I got it used, like most of my bikes. It is a extremely fast bike. It's like when you're riding this, somebody's sitting on your shoulder screaming, "Just go faster, faster, faster." I've had some pretty good accidents on it. First 3 times I rode it, I drew blood. I've come off it a couple times pretty good. One in the front yard, another out in the trail. And accidents on this bike, it's crazy. You're never quite sure what happened. It just, boom, you're head over heels, kind of tangled up with the bike. You usually end up laying on your back going, "Wow, what happened?" It's the only bike I nicknamed it Kim after my wife, because she's kind of wild and uncontrolled, kind of like this bike. So I don't really like to nickname bikes, but this one seemed appropriate. So of all my bikes, The white one gets me the most friends. I can ride with people my age on that bike. I can also ride with quite a few people with the red bike, this Enduro. But my black demo, it's a pretty lonely bike. Not too many people my age ride that kind of stuff. And people younger don't seem to be able to afford to, so I tend to ride alone a lot of times with it.